the regular person. She always talked about wanting a retail market to give the regular person with a couple of $100 the opportunity to make the money that the big institutions and the wealthy are making. And that is what really has sold Dr. Anna Becker to me. She has put together something wonderful for us. And between her and the founders, we have this incredible model that is changing everyone's lives in this room, correct? Everyone in this room has to have so much excitement for the future of their particular lives. I couldn't be more excited to bring this person up. Ladies and gentlemen, now, I heard you cheer, I heard you guys cheer, and I heard you guys cheer all separately. This time I want it all together for our next special guest, Dr. Anna Becker.
Easy, step by step. In 1969, an attempt at creating a robot, Shaky, that combines natural language processing and computer vision. In 1994, there was an attempt at a self-driving car. And in 1997, we saw the power of AI in chess. In 2002, Roomba brought AI into our houses. And in 2014, Google brought Google Glasses to augment what we already see with contextualized knowledge. And just this year, we saw DALL-E and ChatGPT take center stage, creating magical images and writing better than most college-educated students. Each one of these have contributed to our progress. Progress we see today, with real application of artificial intelligence. Where computer systems are able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. Elon Musk's self-driving car. Boston Scientific's sensing robot. And finally, after more than 20 years of our development and hundreds of millions of dollars in investments, financial artificial intelligence is born. Dr. Anna Becker.
Woo! I love the music. I love the music. Thank you so much. And I love this video. I love this video because it really shows the power and impact of what we're doing together. We are shaping the future. We're creating history. And I'm thrilled about what we've already done. In 3 years, we created first artificial intelligence that's doing market recognition and market prediction. And we're building these technologies not for elite. We're building it for people that want to change the future. We're setting our own course. And we're charting the new financial horizon for breakthrough financial opportunities. So this is us. And what I want to do today, I want to teach you a little bit about what we're doing. Me and my team, working day and night, and when I say my team, I have 70 people in Endotech. We have very experienced developers in financial products. But we also have 20 quants. Quants are the people that have PhDs, they are knowledgeable in programming, they're knowledgeable in algorithms, in economy, in trading, and some other parts. We have philosophers, we have other people that really brings different angles to what we do. And when I was talking to them, and I said, listen guys, I'm coming to the conference, and what do you think I can do? Because the level of complexity, the way we talk, is really lots of terminology, lots of understanding of different AI parts and trading and algorithms. So I said, like, how will I explain to my wonderful crowd of what we are doing and why you should be so excited about where we came and what we're doing. So they said, listen, let's do it the way you do in universities, you know, we will play some game. But before we play some game, let me explain you some basic topics. If I have a clicker that went away with Daniel, I think. Helena? So the first thing that we need to do in order, again, to really dive into the success of AI that we're bringing and the history that we're creating together is to start with very basic topics, very basic information. We're talking about predicting the price. We're talking about markets. So when you talk about markets, you're talking about the game of price. In game of price, you have two players. You have bulls that believe that the price will go up, and the bears that believe that the price will go down. The one of you that were with me on Dubai conference probably remember the full story. We will not do the full story right now. We'll just remind you of two points from the story. So the important part to remember now is that the bulls have orders that they used in order to affect the price. There is nobody short that defined the price for us. We are two parts of the players. The same person can be the bull or the bear and can decide one day to buy and other day to sell. But we are, as market participants, are defining the price. And buy orders are like helium balloons. Why are they helium balloons? Because they want to go up and they're pushing the price up. And the sells are like weights that they want price to go down and they push the price down. So, where should I click? Do this? Yeah. So the way it works, you have the price in the middle and balloons are released by our participants, and once they say buy, they go up and they hit the price and they push the price up to the level where you have the weight, and then the price moves. So the other thing that you need to understand, the way the price moves, it can move this way, like when you have equal side of buyers and sellers, or if you have more buyers than sellers, then the market moves up and nobody can stop it until there is some very strong seller. So what we're going to do now, we're going to play ourselves. We are the market participants of the first AI project that went public, and we want to decide on the price, whether it will go up or down. So the way we will do it, every time that you see price goes up, you will say A, and you will show me the sign going up, okay? Every time the price, you believe that the price will go down, we will say I, and we will say price going down. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Good, okay. So, let's trade. Market goes up. What do we say? A. Good. Market goes down, we say I. Let's do it again. A. I. Stop now. Now listen, number one. Now, I'm not telling you what will happen to the market. You need to believe and to think about what will happen right now. okay? We saw AI. Now, I want you to think, and on count of 3, you say, but I really ask you also on the back to show me what you think about the market, okay? Even without sound, but just to show me what you think about the market. So, on count of 3, what we will do right now, we will predict the market. Now remember, whatever we're predicting, right, this is what will happen. Why? Because we are participants, we are making decisions. So, predict the market, and on count of 3, tell me whether it's A or I. 1, 2, 3. A. Right. Why? And this is lesson number 1. We are, and this is very important, and I want you to internalize it. What we are doing right now in these 5 important lessons is that you start to think why it's so complicated to build AI system that predicts the market. And I'll give you the first axiom. The first axiom says that we as players, we love patterns. We love to repeat. We love routine. We love to think that we know everything about this world. So every time there is a pattern, right, we want to repeat it. So first rule, there are patterns on the market. The second rule is there will be always change of the pattern. Why? Because there is a second goal of all of us to make money, right? So everyone that understands the pattern will try to place against it so they can make money, right? To fool others, to create fake movements. So every time we need to think whether it's a pattern that everybody other thinks, right? And second, whether the market will be able to fool them, because there are smart guys that want to make money on it. And what is this third very important element? Like, you know, the prayer to be wise on knowing when you can change things, not able to change, and what is the difference? Here is exactly the same. We as a system need to be wise to know when the market will follow the pattern, and there are patterns, when market will break the pattern, and what is the difference, and how we can catch the difference. So this is the most important lesson, first lesson that everybody learn in markets. Let me see. And this is, by the way, the most important lesson for us to think about whether we can predict the market. Why? Because the market participants are human beings. We are not random machines. So by no chance we can be not following patterns. So the pattern can be very different. It can be technical patterns on the chart. It can be the same type of reaction to the news. It can be the same reaction to the trends. But still, we are not random machines, and that's why we are following this, we are creating patterns, and that's why it's possible to create AI system. So let's work on the second topic. News. I will give you the news about our potential price of the asset called AI project, right? And right now we'll speak about Bitcoin. And the news, hypothetical news that you might hear is that PayPal and MasterCard are not supporting Bitcoin in certain country, right? What do you think will happen to the Bitcoin? We're doing it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Aye.
Excellent. Now, this is true. This is true. There are some news that are very clear about what's happening in markets. There are some news that say for sure we need to, the market will go down. Why? Because the value of the asset goes down. Because, you know, this, very basic fundamental element of the asset goes down. So it doesn't matter what you believe in the future or something, it just has to down the price. But you know what's the interesting part that happened to me? I'm in the market for 30 years, but I saw for the first time very visual picture that they placed on our software about news that coming and that are relevant to our assets, that are important for our assets, and that they have some certain sentiment, like to go up or to go down, what people believe. And you know what I saw? I saw that I will see 2-3 news a day. I saw that I will see 1 news a day. I saw literally, you know, it was small circles, so the full price scale was full of circles. We get so many news during the day about assets, it's amazing. And even if you try to filter them through very important and very relevant, and still you have a lot. But if you think this is the only problem for AI and for us as human traders, think about the fact that there are some news that market doesn't care about. Even if it's very important news, like I told you right now, right? If we would be in the market that is extremely happy about some technological thing that's happening, it would ignore this news. So there's news, there is many news that we need to take care of, there is reaction to the news that you don't know how to do, and many other elements that we are resolving in order for us to follow the fundamental pattern. So here is the news story, and the story is following. We have there the part of our traders over there that are very big traders, and they decided that they don't want this project to lower its price. Why? Because they already invested it, and they are very passionate about not allowing the price to go down, right? So they placed heavy orders of buys, like our balloons, right? They placed so many balloons on this price, and they said, nobody will pass this price. So what do you think will happen to the market in the next hour? So, 1, 2, 3. I didn't understand this. Again, 1, 2, 3, go. Hey. Yes, that's true. That's true. And this is, again, tells us about several things. One is, sometimes, if you have full information, it's very easy. And this is the pattern that we're talking about. Sometimes markets are very predictable, but sometimes you don't see this information. Sometimes the information is very different from what we think it is. And when some of the people screamed, I understand why. Because they said, you know what, nobody cares about the balloons. Maybe this part of the crowd are other part of competitive investors that want this project to go down, and they will break it, right? So there is no certainty in the market. There's only the probability of things to happen. So good for this part and good for the whole crowd for screaming A. So, and now we're coming to the fun part of the game. Let me see what I want you to learn from this game. Yeah. There is a huge fund that decided to invest in AI project. And only few people know about this, right? But also, you see that the price already went up. And you have this good feeling about your life because it's Tuesday and everything is well and the weather is good and, you know, the astrology is nice, you know, like you have so many other elements. I'm joking. But you feel nice about the markets. The rest of the markets go out, up, Bitcoin goes up, and you have this incredible news that you've heard from, and I want you to reach below your chair and see some of you have below your chair, you have this page. Either this one or this one. So please stand up. And now wait, before you pull it up, I want you to look at it and put it under you, so nobody else sees, okay? Again, this page is stuck just under your seat, okay? Under your seat. Just put your hand up if you found it. Good. Don't show the page, just hide it. Hide your page. Only you know, nobody else knows, okay? Okay, good. Okay, now what we will do is we will spread the rumor, right? You will tell the rest what you feel, and the rest will feel the vibe. How we will do this? I'll give you 10 seconds. You will turn to your friends, to your neighbors, right? And including the people around you and backwards, and show what you feel. Either it was A or it was I. And then you that received this signal, turn further and show to each of your friends, okay? Each of your neighbors. So we'll do 10 seconds, slow seconds, but I want you all that got this page to show it to your neighbors, and then each neighbor to show it to his neighbor, and his neighbor, and his neighbor. So, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at your neighbors also on the other sides. Maybe you see them. I missed my count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we're doing our thing. Where the market will go, we are the participants. Whatever we decide, that's what will happen, right? So let's see where the market will go. 1, 2, 3. Hey! So you see, let's check. Yes, you moved the price. Why did you move the price? Because there is something that's called price action. People on market participants, they make a decision. You got this because you felt the vibe from the market. You felt something. And it's very important because not everything that happens in the market has a logic. We are working on something that huge crowd makes a decision on. Sometimes it's logical, sometimes it's not. I was planning to put under some of your chairs eyes. Why? Because I thought it will be interesting how people will manage this contradiction. Some people will show them A, some people will show them I, right? But then I said, okay, let's just hear the very strong A on the side. But again, you need to know that you get some market movements without any reason, just any reason. Some participant decide something, other decide something, and the price moves. And this is what we need to handle with our AI. And of course, there are some news like regulation. We've been struggling with regulation as industry of cryptocurrencies for the last couple of years very strongly because there was some abuse of the industry. There were some ideas and thought of how to do that. So every time some regulation decision comes, what happens to the market? I will not make you answer it because I tell you the truth, most of the time nobody knows. Nobody knows if it's good or bad, if restrictions are good for the market or bad for the market, and sometimes decisions are completely irrelevant. So what we did right now, we learned 5 very important lessons. We learned that we need to learn what type of patterns, thousands and millions of people are following. And for this you need, both traders that are doing the trading to tell you about them, and all the courses and all the learning, plus, of course, to learn the system, to learn the market itself in order to find all the patterns. We learned about news, which is fundamental analysis to understand the value of the asset and how different stories about this or news or information affects it. We spoke about the fact that there are whales, there are big players on the market that can affect the price, they can stop it, they can move it. We spoke about the fact that sometimes there is something in the crowd, there is something that moves the price without any apparent reason, except of some, guesses. And then we spoke about the fact that sometimes certain information is very uncertain for everybody of what to do. And now, think about it. In July 1st, we launched the very first AI system that knows how to handle thousands of such type of elements and make sense out of it. To make it happen, what we needed to do? We needed to digest all of these ideas. Again, we started with 70 different experts that knew things about patterns, that knew things about news, that knew things about all these different elements. And when I'm saying about all these different elements, each of the elements is an expert. What is the expert? Expert is a very complicated thing because computer is not a human, right? You can take any of you and explain some concept, and it might take me 5 minutes. In order to teach computer, you need some very heavy software to do that. Even very simple things like understanding news, right? I told you the news, and all of you were with correct understanding of the news. You said, it's not typical, it's not normal for computer to understand it. And we'll speak about this type of elements a little bit later, but it's extremely complicated to get the same thing from computer as we do from humans. But from other side, we know why we are excited about this system. Because no human is able to read all this information, all this market, and to react appropriately without some emotions or things that are not relevant to the decision. So what we did is we took all the AI experts that connected to price action, technical analysis in this, and it was over 70 experts. We took fundamental analysis experts to read the news and to read market sentiment. We took market states, and by the way, we added some other elements after that to make sense out of all stories, so it will not be, one big blob of information, but really filter them to different actions. And who is doing the actions? Trading algorithms, right? Trading algorithms decide when to buy and when to sell. When we're saying experts, again, we started with 70, and it's very important for me to tell you that it was a start in July. Since then, 20 quants worked on the system, and I tell you, it's extremely enjoyable time with my team because we're accelerating, Again, it started with 70. We have over 100 experts that are working right now, going to 150. And why it's important? Because every time something happens on the market, we want our experts to know why, okay? So, second part is very complicated part that I will speak a lot during the rest of the presentation. It's about the fact that when you have so many experts, you need to coordinate between them. You need to orchestrate their decision. Because if all of them will scream something that it needs to be done, you don't get the answer. So what we're doing, we're really creating the context out of market to say, for example, the last 3 months were very low volatility months, right? So the experts that worked on this volatility are very different from the experts that needs to work on the market when they are very excited. So every time there is a group of experts that we orchestrating, again, automatically in order to work off what we want to do. Okay, I see that I need to speed up, right? So, let's see what we accomplished. We created first in the world AI system that knows how to digest all the financial information, that knows how to orchestrate the experts, and know how to trade on the market. And this is physically trading since July 1st. When we're looking at this type of project, it's very important to look from every angle, right? What are the angles that we're looking at our AI project? One angle is the technology, to build a system that really creates all this opportunity. The second part is to train the system. In training of the system, it's literally taking each expert and making it smart enough to be efficient. It's to take a group of experts and to make them orchestrated to work on specific situation, right? To create the context. And Okay, in 1 minute we'll talk about this. But then we know that we're also doing it for something. We're doing it for BFO. BFO, breakthrough financial opportunities that need to provide us with weekly outcome, with monthly outcome, with results. So when we're looking at this way, we can be very disappointed. And I tell you the truth, it is disappointing because you're saying, like, why don't I have the result that I'm looking for? And the answer lies in the training part. While the technology part, we are done, and we're very happy with this, the training part is a part where you need to really tune the system to have the correct context and correct things for the story. So let me make a little bit more sense about the results that we got right now, because it's kind of upsetting to be flat during 3 months, right? Two and a half? Okay, anyway. So what happened? We had performance during the market that fell down 20%, right? We had a flat performance. One of the assets, Bitcoin, was profitable. It gave us 3-5% in profit. But it gave us fairly low win-loss ratio. Many signals were still wrong, right? If you're looking at the last ones, you will see the last two were wrong. You see a little bit nice part at the beginning, but many signals were wrong. If you're looking at Ethereum, it was quite opposite. At the beginning it was wrong, but then it's really caught on and started to perform, right? So in Ethereum, for example, the win ratio was not that bad, but not where we needed to be. Now, why we're not that upset with the story? Because we do understand that since July, we worked to move our technology, to push our model trading to the new level. So what you will see in the next slides, it's the version that is waiting for us in 1st of October. Now, when we're doing technology, we are preparing the change and we're launching it. We don't do, like upgrades every day on every thought that we make, on every part of the technology that we make. We create the new technology, we create the new algorithms, then we test them extensively, and then we release them. So what I want to show you right now is what we prepared for you for the 1st of October, and we still have a few weeks to go, but it's very exciting because this story changes completely. So before we do that, I want to talk to you about some, small company, some small technology called ChatGPT, and to see if it's, I can bring it home. Who heard of ChatGPT?
I.
Love it, love it. Just interesting. Who never heard of ChatGPT? Just scream I. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, no, it's exciting, right? It's exciting that everybody knows about some new technology that came out just, a short time ago. So, who uses ChatGPT? Yeah, I think about 30-40% out of you uses ChatGPT. Out of those that said that you use ChatGPT, tell me if you love ChatGPT. Okay, it's the same. So most of you love ChatGPT, but now it's very important for me. If you think that it's not perfect, scream A. It's not perfect. Why it's not perfect? Because, I can give you thousands of reasons. The reasons are that the information is still all there, they're fixing it. The information about mathematics is not that good. I can give you thousands of different reasons why it's not good. Do we still think that it's a technology that didn't change our life? Yes. Why it changed our life? Because it's changing the way people do research, right? It's many applications that we do with ChatGPT. Now, what happens with our technology, and this is what's important for us, is that we are changing the way that financial markets will work. We will change the way that investments and trading are done. Because there was no way before to have automated system that predicting the markets. And the fact that we are predicting the markets, we're not perfect. We didn't get to BFO yet. And it's our goal to get to BFO. But what we need to understand that in order to get to BFO, we need to improve technical part of trading. And that is our main push of the story. And to make you a little bit, happier about the story, I want to do this. This is what we did over the last 2.5 months. And again, for me, it's like when you work with teams, I'm accustomed to work with different companies. And usually you're working with teams that are talking on the level of, 6 months, 1 year, this and that. In our team, in 2.5 months, we already made some very significant changes and improvements to the system. First of all, we moved from hours to minutes. We decided, in order to keep it realistic for the October, we decided to stop on 30 minutes. We can move, further to 15 and stuff. We decided to stop there. We increased number of experts. Now, when I'm saying increased number, we also increased, the quality of the expert. Each expert went to 1 or 2 or 3 versions up. And then, of course, we started to add the true fundamental story, because our first version of fundamental experts had some flaws in it. And when you see the results, especially the last result of the story, is because we didn't put the context, the correct context into the news. Okay? What is the context for the news? Is you need to explain about each news, what this news about and what is expected from it. Now think about the enormity of this task. If I can show you, I prepared it for you but decided not to, to bring you too much information, but there is really, really, really long list of potential things that move the market, of potential news. We're talking about, hundreds. In each element, you have its own story, and you need to explain that this story came, it's certain, the model of the, let me give you an example. We're talking about interest rate, probably everybody understands what is interest rate about. So when you get the news that interest rate goes up, right, you need to think in the context of what's happening to economy. What were the previous news and how it happened. So in order to understand how it will affect the market automatically, you need to know the story about country's economy. So this is what we're doing right now to improve the sentiment reaction. And we got, with this new list of the stories, we already got to win ratio of from 55 and 62, we got to 70. And this is the way our chart looks right now, okay? So again, we still have some bad trades, but you can see the difference. You just look at this red and blue lines. You can sense that it's trading completely different. It's a completely different story the way we started to trade, because we have so much better prediction. We can do many more things right now. We can be much more reactive. We can step out after the small profits. We can step out after when we sense that something goes bad. So here is a system where you have so many good trades. Now, when you see the line goes up on the red one, just see the way it's done. We sell, then we buy out, and then we keep the trade. So in majority of the cases, you will see that even that the red line goes up, it's still part of the trade that will end up in profit. So completely different story that we are coming in October 1st. And now to our vision and to our roadmap. Our roadmap is, of course, to finalize our AI to be able to be so perfect, right? We want it to be perfect. As ChatGPT, on some elements, it's already perfect. It's already doing the job that most of us cannot do. I'm using ChatGPT all the time, and ChatGPT jokes in the new kind of lifestyle for many of us. So again, we want us to be as perfect as ChatGPT and to be able to predict and to work on and at least to explain the market conditions in perfect way. So by 1st of January, by Q1, we are moving to one-tick data. What is one-tick data? Meaning every information point on the price will be in, not minutes. Literally, if there are 1 million points in one day on S&P, everything goes in. Again, we already have it in the system, we're already working on it, but production-wise, it will be ready by January, because it's a huge technological task to make things work like that. So we are moving to more experts, because again, we still have this 25-30% to improve of the signals that are not working. So we need additional experts. Again, we know we have our roadmap, what experts we're adding and how to improve it. We are moving to fundamental version 2.0 to be able, again, to read the news. And again, the news is our favorite topic right now because this is what we work on. But we're reading the news from everywhere. We're reading the news from Bloomberg, we're reading the news from Twitter, we're hearing the stories from internet. So fundamentals is really, part of what we're doing right now. And extremism manipulation is another story which is extremely exciting for us to tackle. Right now, we are at the level that every 8 out of 12 manipulations and extreme movements we already know how to identify. Right? Now we want to be able to identify not 8, but full 12 events that we saw, for example, over the last year of, what is manipulation is like when the big group of people decides to move the market extremely quickly. So this is what we will do. This will move us to 75, and of course, to get to the full-blown version, we need to do more things and more things and more things. It's a never-ending story, like it will never end for ChatGPT. So this is us. And to finalize our talk, I want to tell you that I personally think that we created a history. We're very, very thankful to DAISY Project to fund us and to allow us to do that. So again, we're creating the history by being the first platform that predicts the market. We're the first platform that once we are done, we will be able to provide the BE4 project. We know that we are not perfect. For this, we are getting the solutions, additional solutions to the table, the same way that ChatGPT brought many creators and many help from manual trader, from human to help the ChatGPT to improve. We're doing the same. We have brought the team of the best traders to be able to work hand in hand with our AI and to improve our performance while we're doing the fully integrated solution in our AI system to be able to bridge the gap right now between what we want from AI and what it's able to do right now, right? So to close this gap of 30%, of 10%, of whatever we'll be able to do with the team. So we're bringing it as we speak. And again, it's extremely exciting and thrilling time for us because 3 years ago, we were all hopes and fears and skepticism and excitement, and it took us a very long time to get to the understanding of how to do that. And once we got to the understanding of how to do that, it's got us the time to get it done. So here we are, and again, we're not perfect yet. We know this. We're not hiding behind the fact that our results are not there yet, but I'm very thankful for you for supporting us and for being a team to move this project forward. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it for Becker on the back.